James Melendez, James the Wine Guy. Stay tuned for this video. We're going to talk about this Tannat wine coming from Uruguay. So stay tuned. So before us is H. Stagnari. This is Viejo Old Salto Uruguay Tannat 2011 vintage, 14% ABV wine. Bringing this a little closer for your inspection. And here's the back panel. And listing here is all the awards and where it was submitted around the world. And obviously Tannat, that very familiar, oh so familiar variety coming from Uruguay, though originating in Europe, of course, but it's highly identified with Europe. And in previous episodes, I've talked about, I think Tannat and Uruguay are just so synonymous, and they should be to a very high degree because there are no other higher plantings of Tannat that you'll find anywhere outside of Uruguay. So it is the #1 producer of Tannat, hands down. But it is also producing other wine varieties. So that's the fun part of a wine producing nation state. Now, I would say there are wine regions in the world, one specifically where it produces only one variety. But in general, you should think about a region in terms of how many varieties are they producing. And that's the exciting thing. That's the exciting quality. So if you've had a Tannat, definitely seek out other wines from Uruguay as well. And that's important because I think it really gives that full characteristic and flavor characteristic that only a Uruguayan wine could produce. And I think for me that's a really wonderful thing. That is the exploration of wine. That is what it's all about. So for me, a fantastic wine ahead. So here we go. First, scent characterization, flavor profile, and the point score. So on this, I'm getting really dark, what I call purple-black fruit notes of blueberry, acai, black plum. Additional notes on this include dense forest, leather, and spice rack. And I also get a bit of tamarind on this as well, which I always find fascinating about wine. I love a tamarind characteristic in a wine. So here we go next with the flavor characterization and the point score. Notes on this wine include blueberry, acai, game, white mushroom, dark chocolate, Malabar pepper. It gives one an 8.8 out of my 10.0 scale. So stay tuned for more video reviews. An amazing 2014 where I think it's probably the most balanced year. And yes, I know there's some things that I should be tasting. I need to fill up my tasting table with more of those open spaces, shall we say, in terms of my wine reviews. Opportunities, as I call them, to taste wines from regions. And I'll be honest, France is really one of those wine-producing nation states, as well as Spain. So, back to tasting these wines again. So stay tuned for more. Again, an 8.8 out of my 10.0 scale. Think of this as 88 points out of 100 points. You'll find me in many social medias: Facebook, Twitter, Vimeo, Google+, Pinterest, LinkedIn, as well as Instagram and WordPress. And you'll find me in many social medias: Facebook, Twitter, Vimeo, Google+, Pinterest, LinkedIn, as well as Instagram and WordPress. Thank you so much for following me today, watching this show, and stay tuned for many more to come. Salud.